A DOT road test is required for any individual who drives a CMV that is considered non-CDL, which includes most two-men-in-a-truck drivers. This video is designed to help trainers understand what a DOT-compliant road test includes, as well as provide tips and tricks to make a better and more confident driver. Every driver shall be tested on each type of vehicle where the operational controls are different. For example, a truck that has hydraulic brakes versus a truck with air brakes. If a truck has a lift gate, the driver should also receive lift gate training before the driver operates that vehicle. The evaluator should check the driver's restrictions, if any, on the driver's license and med card before taking him on the road. Should that driver have restrictions, such as corrective lenses, these must be followed during the road test. The evaluator must also ensure the candidate's driver's data sheet, which logs the hours worked for the previous 7 to 8 days, is complete, and the candidate is within the hours of service regulations before the road test is given. The evaluator will have a road test certification form and will record whether the driver has successfully completed the necessary tasks to become a certified driver. There are many items that must be checked and skills that must be assessed before a driver can complete his first route. The evaluator will begin by completing the driver's information such as name, address, driver's license number, and the equipment driven. The evaluator will also record the start time of the test, the finish time of the test, and the weather conditions. To begin, the driver will conduct a pre-trip inspection, which is described in the vehicle inspection course on Stickmen University. The driver must successfully pass the pre-trip inspection prior to taking the physical road test. The job of the evaluator is to ensure the driver can safely maneuver the CMV. This includes watching the driver complete basic skills such as turns, lane changes, forward stops, alley dock maneuvers, and straight line backing. The evaluator will look for proper knowledge of the braking system and assess the driver's familiarity with the equipment. A lot of attention will be given to the driver's ability to back up and park, especially when working with a spotter. This includes the driver's ability to know and understand the proper backup signals. There are several videos dedicated to proper spotting and backing procedures found on Stickmen University. The evaluator will assess the driver's ability to back up in a straight line and into a parking spot. A driver will be expected to know where his blind spots are and how to successfully maneuver a truck around these blind spots. The road test itself is pre-mapped and will include highway on-ramps and off-ramps, residential areas, school zones, railroad crossings, varying speed limits, no truck routes, and areas that can damage the truck, such as low branches and bridges with low clearance. Each franchise should have 2 routes, the main route and the alternate route. The alternate route should be used if the main route has road closures. Throughout the road test, the evaluator should ask the driver to talk his way through the process. What does the driver see? What could happen in a residential area or a school zone? A good road test evaluator will ask the driver what signs he sees and what to do next. For example, the evaluator may ask how tall a bridge was after the truck has gone under it. Or, as the truck is traveling on a ramp, the driver should be able to explain that the posted speed is for passenger vehicles. As a general guideline, an evaluator should have the driver explain any sign that pertains to a CMV driver. These are typically yellow or orange signs. The evaluator will monitor the driver's following distance and ask the driver what an appropriate following distance is for the CMV that is being driven. The evaluator will also assess the driver's ability to change lanes using proper signals and closely monitor the driver's speed and general awareness of his surroundings. The driver's attitude and personality will also be observed during the road test. The evaluator will look for signs of road rage or comfort during the drive, as well as whether the driver can maintain proper visual while performing routine functions such as checking mirrors, using blinkers, and looking ahead. The evaluator will need to be skilled in being able to determine whether a driver can understand the big picture of being a high-profile vehicle on the road. An evaluator will assess how a driver reacts in uncomfortable situations such as being followed too closely, receiving obscene hand gestures, being passed in a non-passing zone, or getting cut off by a passenger vehicle, if any of these should happen during the test. During the road test, an evaluator should ask about the driver's general knowledge of areas such as hours of service laws and when a time card should be used instead of a logbook. Drivers should also know general DOT regulations and load securement laws. At the end of the test, the evaluator needs to complete the road test evaluation form and make a determination. There are several options the evaluator may choose. The driver can be certified to drive alone. He has successfully passed the test, demonstrating the necessary basic skills to be a two-men-in-a-truck driver. The driver can be on a probationary period of a set time, during which the candidate would be allowed to drive only with a more experienced driver in the truck and would receive additional skills training. At the end of the set time period, the more experienced driver may sign off, stating the candidate can receive driver status. If the candidate is not ready to drive a CMV at this time, he must go through additional training and be retested. The completed road test evaluation and driver's data sheet paperwork should be placed in the driver qualification file. Drivers are encouraged to take advantage of additional training materials through Stickmen University.